Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Nidoking, and today I have the distinct pleasure of let's playing for you one of my favorite games of all time. This is Psychonauts. And you'll be able to tell that a whole lot of companies had their hands on this game. Double Fine, I believe, is the company that Tim Schafer started when he left his old job at LucasArts, where you might know his name from games like the Monkey Island series, Day of the Tentacle, Full Throttle, Grim Fandango. I'm going to cut out most of these loading screens, but I wanted you to see this one because you actually can move the character around with the left analog stick. So while there's nothing at all entertaining about it, it is at least interactive. Now this game has already come out for a number of different systems. First the PlayStation 2, Xbox, and I think there was a PC version around the same time. It never really made that much of a splash, and I believe was considered a complete commercial flop. Since then, it's developed more of a cult following, and recently had a resurgence of popularity. So now you can find it on Humble Bundle, Steam, GOG, PlayStation Network, Xbox Live. It's all over the place, and along with the original Portal, is one of those games that pretty much everybody has on any online gaming account that they own. It just sort of finds its way in there. And it's cheap, because it's a really old game, so whatever money they make on it is more profit than they were expecting. Honestly, you owe it to yourself to pick up a copy. Don't just watch me playing through it. Really, I think the only reason I'm doing this, other than I enjoy the game so much, I want to bring it to a wider audience, because this is one of those rare games where every time you play, and every time you watch someone play, you will learn something new about it. Obviously, there's only finitely many things in the game. It's a finite-sized disc, after all. But so many of them are just so well hidden, so subtle. There are even some things that are completely mutually exclusive. Two different ways to see the same scene that you can't see both in one playthrough. Now, I'm pretty sure that most people are going to say that the attachment that I have from this game stems from the fact that I've been dealing with depression for pretty much my entire life. And here we have a game that focuses on people going into other people's minds and fixing their mental problems by fighting them in some kind of physical form. Now, there is that aspect of it, but to be honest, the thing that I love most about this game is the creativity. The characters are pretty great, but the level design is just amazing. Every area in this game almost feels like a distinct game, even though there is enough cohesiveness that you can tell it's all the same game. You're not, popping out a disc and putting in a completely different genre or anything like that. It's still the same basic gameplay, but the way the levels look, the way they play, the stories of them, there's just no way to get bored. Except for a couple of minor parts. I'm not going to say it's a perfect game. It's pretty far from perfect. There are a lot of things that could be improved, and potentially would have been improved with a remake. But the charm is definitely there, and it's still fun to play, regardless of any faults that you might find with it. And some of that'll come down to the controls. I wasn't able to set it up to record properly from the Steam version of it, so I'm going back to the original PS2. So you'll notice all the controls are based on the PlayStation controller. Some of the controls are a little more fiddly than they would be on other platforms. But everything that I love about the game started here. This was the version that I played. And it's got a point. Let's get this underway. And I love the fact that the title screen is the main menu. You're just running around on the surface of this model brain. And the options are right over here on the top. Let's start a new game.
The human mind. 600 miles of synaptic fiber, 5.5 ounces of cranial fluid, 1,500 grams of complex neural matter. A 3-pound pile of dreams. But I'll tell you what it really is. It is the ultimate battlefield, and the ultimate weapon. The wars of this modern age, the psychic age, are all fought somewhere between these damp, curvaceous undulations. From this day forward, you are all psychic soldiers, paranormal paratroopers, mental marines who are about to ship out on the adventure of their lives. This is our beachhead, and this is your landing craft. You shall engage the enemy in his own mentality. You shall chase his dreams. You shall fight his demons. You shall live his nightmares. And those of you who fight well, you will find yourselves on the path to becoming international secret agents. In other words, Psychonauts. The rest of you will die!
Oh, Maury.
Children, you are not going to die.
Well, if you're not a psychonaut, then you might as well be dead.
They told me this was a summer camp.
Ah, Dogen. Don't worry about old Coach Oleander. I've been coming here for years, and trust me, nothing ever happens.
Yeah, Dogen, Lily's right. You don't got nothing to worry about. Except for that giant monster in the lake I was telling you about.
Bobby Zilch, I told you to stop scaring people with that ridiculous old legend. I don't want the kids to be afraid to go out at night and walk alone on the perfectly safe paths of Whispering Rock Psychic Summer Camp. And we don't want to scare our special guests, superstar psychonauts Sasha 9 and Mia Vodello.
Whoa! Light monster!
Formation.
It's resisting. Quick, bring it over here.
What is it?
It's just a little boy. What's your name, darling?
I'll find out. Kid, get in! Ugh.
My name
Starts with a D.
is Razputin, but everybody calls me Raz.
Please don't kill us, lake monster!
Compelling.
Armored like a tank.
Sorry I'm late. I don't want to disrupt your briefing, Agent Oleander. Agents 9, Vodello, please, continue.
Where do you think you're going?
You've broken into a highly classified remote government training facility.
I know, isn't it great? Listen, why don't I just sit over here quietly with my fellow psychedets? Hey, how's it going? I like your hat.
We need to have this young man taken from here immediately.
I'll call his parents.
What? But don't you train psychonauts here?
Yes, darling, but...
To soar across the astral plane. To wage psychic warfare against the enemies of free thought.
That is what I wrote on the front of the pamphlet.
Those words are why I'm here, Coach Oleander. Do you remember what you wrote on the inside of that pamphlet? You were born with a special gift. But the people around you treat it like a curse. Your mother is afraid of you. And your father, looks at you with shame in his eyes. Come to Whispering Rock Psychic Summer Camp, and you can show them all. Back home, your powers make you a loner, an outcast, a circus freak. But in this dojo, in this psychic dojo, they make you a hero.
Get that soldier a bunk.
Now, darling, you can stay here for a few days until your parents come for you, but we can't let you participate in any paranormal training without your parents' consent. I'm sorry.
Wowie, you're so lucky. You get to go home soon.
Home? Back there, I was just like you were, Dogen. Punished by my own family for having powers I never asked for. But here, I have a chance to be something, to make a difference. They may come for me, Dogen, but they'll be looking for Raz, the boy. What they're going to find, what they don't expect, is Raz, the Psychonaut.
And then you'll make their heads explode?
No. Do you do that?
No. Well, once kinda. But now I wear this special hat. Wanna try it on?
No.
But he has mental defenses like I've never seen in someone so young. If I could just get him in my lab for some experiments, I'm sure he could withstand more than the others.
That kid's 1 in a million, Nine. But I'm not gonna let you turn him into one of your guinea pigs. I've got big plans for that mind.
So hopefully you get the basic idea. Our character is Raz. He's come to this psychic summer camp to train to be a psychonaut because he was kicked out of his home, more or less. But he doesn't have permission to participate in any camp activities. So first thing we gotta do is pick a bunk. We can either bunk with Dogen, the crying kid Maloof, or Nils, who seems to be doing push-ups. I'm just gonna take the first one, because I'm lazy. And the name really doesn't matter to anything, so of course I gotta make sure I get the right one. Now, unfortunately, the game starts with subtitles defaulted to off, and we can't change them until we're through some of the camera tutorial stuff. So I do apologize for that. Nothing really important is going to be said early on.
All right, settle down in here. Big day tomorrow. I want to see each and every one of you runts in my classroom at 0600 hours on the dot. I'm the early bird, and you're the worms. Got it? Now, lights out!
Yeah, Coach Oleander's kinda tough on his students.
Okay, quick eye exam before we start.
Huh?
Look over that way, if you will.
Wow, what's that?
Oh, that's a psi challenge marker. The staff scatters these all over the camp to test the students. Every one of these you find advances you a whole rank.
Uh-huh.
Now look up for me, if you will. Up there! Come on!
If you wait around, they'll say a lot of neat things.
Some of the old markers have fallen apart. You'll find bits of them flapping around loose. If you find enough of these psi cards, you can put them together to make a brand new challenge marker. But you have to buy a psi core at the camp store to hold them together. Keep ranking up, and before you know it, you'll be able to use brand new psychic powers. Stuff you didn't even know you could do.
And then when do I become a psychonaut? Because I have to do that before my dad shows up to take me home. Hey, where'd he go? That guy looks so familiar.
like many other things in the game, we'll be learning more about that guy as time goes on.
Hey, Raz! Hurry up! You don't want to be late for basic braining!
Woohoo! Basic braining is the best class ever!
Alright, before we go anywhere, I know nobody likes to see this, but I really want to go in here and just lower music volume, turn on subtitles, and run through all the other stuff in the menu really quickly. We've got two different status screens that show us all the things that we've collected. One for the specific area we're in, and the other one for the entire game as a whole. And we get a checklist of what missions we have right now. The mental vault, where we can come and watch cutscenes that we've already seen. So, for example, if the opening movie didn't have subtitles, I could come back and watch it with subtitles and edit it back into the video later. And then the map. It's a map. But I'm going to take my time getting to basic braining and run around the cabins area a little bit first. One of the greatest things about this game is the slower you take it and the more you look around, the more you'll be rewarded. But nobody seems to be in the cabins right now. Well, our new friend Dogen's over here.
I'm telling you for the last time, no. I would never do that. I could never kill everyone. Oh, hi, Raz.
Squirrel trouble?
They're liars is all. Whatever they tell you, it's a lie.
I'll take your word for it. You going to class?
Yeah, I'll meet you up there. As soon as they get these guys to shut up.
Well, I can think of one way to shut them up.
See you in hell.
Shut up!
Whoops.
I am not.
Oh, man. I feel terrible about that. You going to class?
Yeah, I'll meet you up there. As soon as they get these guys to shut up.
Oh well, he's not going anywhere.
Ow! Quit it. You'll knock off my special hat.
You can't really hurt anyone. Well, I think we would have seen him blow up the squirrels if I hadn't blown them all up first. And here's our first Psy card. Every 9 of those we collect is worth a Psy rank. Right now we've only got 1. It's possible to get up to 101 by the end of the game, but 100's really the max you need to unlock all the rewards. It's been a while. I'm not very good at the trampolines and stuff just yet. But by looking around the cabins area, we can find a whole bunch of Psy cards, and those will come in handy later. I've got a plan for how I want to play through the game, and that involves getting up to a pretty high rank early on. And the little purple plumes of gas mark where arrowheads are. Those are the currency in the game. And like everything else, we'll learn a little more about it later. I don't want to slide all the way down this tunnel just yet. There's something down there, but I can't do anything about it. So we'll head back there when I can. Just an underground tunnel with a bunch of arrowheads and a couple of Psy cards in it. And we come out through the well, which would have been closed if I hadn't climbed up from above.
So, you're dating Elka now. Does that mean we won't hang out as much?
Shoot, I reckon things ain't gonna change one bit. Doggone it, partner. No woman's never gonna...
Hey, you're gonna make my boyfriend late for class. Come on, James. Come on.
And we don't get to see all the drama from the beginning.
Yo!
Hi. What's the rush?
Some of us care about our education.
Hi. What's the rush?
Well, you know what they say about slow-rolling tumbleweeds.
Yeah, JT and Chops, as far as I can tell, used to be good friends, and then Elka got between them. As with everything else, I kinda want to let the game take it at its own pace. but there are a lot of things that you won't really notice on a first playthrough, and you might not notice on a 10th playthrough. And I grossly overshot that trapeze. I'm getting there. It'll take me a little while to get used to everything again. But Raz came from the circus, so generally he's pretty good at all this acrobatic stuff. And there's a trampoline not too far from here. The reason that I really want to get over there is the best reward in this area is at the top of this ladder. Once I figure out where it is so I can grab it, we get a full Psy challenge marker. And that'll bring us up to rank 2. It'll always tell us when we get a rank up what rank we need to get our next reward. Right now we're going for new Psy powers. And the first one we'll get at rank 10.
Calling any sentient being in the galaxy Polarisma Australis.
Somebody seems to be using the camp intercom to make calls to outer space. And over here is another student who doesn't seem very interested in basic braining.
You, new boy. Seen bear lurking in woods?
Nope.
Positive. Giant, hairless bear?
Nope.
In Russia, bears much smaller. Also more hair. Less lurking. Always eager to wrestle. This one, hide and run.
I'll let you know if I see anything.
Cannot lurk forever, bear.
Mikhail doesn't seem to be interested in much other than wrestling. And here's the path to the rest of the camp.
The rest of camp is off limits until you have a basic braining merit badge. Now get!
And that would appear to be the same guy in our dream who taught us how to use the camera controls. But he doesn't seem to recognize us, and he's also a janitor for some reason.
That has got to be the worst band name I have ever heard in the history of all time, ever.
And by worst, did you possibly mean the best? Because that's what I was thinking.
No, I meant worst, as in I can't even believe we're friends, it's so bad.
Look deeply into your heart, Phoebe, and I think you'll find that even you believe the Levitators is pretty much the dopest name a band could ever have.
The Levitators? Are we some sort of cover band that only plays graduation ceremonies for motivational seminars?
I've been practicing, and I think I could levitate us both during our gigs. For real now.
No way! Last year you dropped me and I broke my drums.
Hey, at least those got fixed. I'll never get back those records you melted with that unplanned pyrotechnics display of yours.
Look, you know when I have a good solo going, sometimes things get hot. I can't help it. And it seemed like part of the show if we named the band the right thing.
Oh, not this again.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Please?
Would you please welcome...
No!
The Fire Starters!
Oh, man. If we're gonna call it that, we might as well call it Burning Itch.
What?
The Whispering Rockers.
What?
That's my band name idea. Hey, why aren't you guys in Coach Oleander's class?
Are you kidding? A kid got killed in that class last year.
I heard it was a bunch of kids, Phoebe.
Well, I heard it was a bunch of blind kids, and the coach threw them off a cliff.
Yeah, because they were late for class.
You'd better hurry, kid. Now, where were we, Quinn?
Hey, how's everybody tonight? You feeling itchy? I said you feeling itchy?
Watch it, Quentin.
Or what? You'll burn me? You know you can't burn me. You got a block. Well, that's why we're friends.
Oh, you're right.
That's why we're in a band together.
Yeah.
And why we should call the band the Levitators.
Did you say heavy taters? Because that's what I heard.
Levitators.
Fire starters.
Levitators.
Alright, that's probably all we're gonna get out of them.
Levitators.
Oof! You're lucky I'm not burning people anymore. Not cool, bro.
But you can see how much detail there is in this game.
You know that cabin is empty, right?
Duh. I'm practicing for tonight, when it's gonna be full of ladies.
That kind of thing takes practice?
Excuse me, but my parents let me watch R-rated movies, so I think I know a little bit more about this than you do, okay? Yow! Oh, quit it, Bobby.
I know that's you, jerk.
Hey, watch out! Someone's coming!
Tell them to find their own hole.
Punching him into the cabin is probably one of the most satisfying things in the game. So I could take the stairs to get up to the platform where the coach is training everybody in basic braining activities. But this is the more fun way, if I can get there without falling off the platform. It's just a matter that sometimes the jump button doesn't respond the way I would expect it to. Too used to next generation games. But here we go.
Hey, where you going, Maloof?
Shh! I snuck out! That class is a death trap for crazy people! Listen, the coach is strong. At the start of class, he pulls you into his mind, and then there's nothing you can do about it. But once you're in, you can use these smelling salts to sneak out. Take mine. I don't need them anymore. I'm calling my parents to come get me before I get hurt.
Too late!
Bobby! Ah!
Hey, kid! You owe me 5 arrowheads for this week's protection service.
Cough it up, my loser, or you'll be coughing up bloody tears.
Hey, leave him alone.
I heard a rumor that you were raised in the circus. Well, let me put this in terms you'll understand. I'm the strong man around here.
Really? Because you look more like the cotton candy.
Benny, put this kid's death on my to-do list.
Come on, we'll see him in class.
Yeah, we'll settle this on the battlefield.
So you can tell probably who's the main antagonist of the early game. Bobby's a bully figure. And I'm taking the fun way down, because I wanted to see if I could figure out where Maloof has gotten to. He doesn't seem to be around, or perhaps he's not in the kids' cabins area right now, which means that I can't get to him. But we'll certainly catch up with him later. Just all the same people that were here before. Alright, so just gonna grab another arrowhead. Another thing that I kinda need to stock up on in the early game. And I'll take the chump way up because I kinda made a mess of going up the fun way last time. Yeah, Nils is doing more than just practicing looking through a hole, but we'll get to that later.
They seem to all be in a trance while they astrally project themselves into the coach's psyche, which is awesome. They seem to all be in a trance while they astrally project themselves into the coach's psyche.
Yeah, he'll say the same thing about everyone, except for this girl over here.
Why don't you take a picture? It'll last longer.
Whoops. Sorry.
Well, she seems to have a lot more presence than any of the other kids. And here's the one who's messing with the radio.
Hey, Chloe. What are you doing?
The coach uses this to broadcast his thoughts across the camp.
I think I can tune it to reach my people in space.
Whoa! How does it work?
I don't have time to explain the technology to you.
Hey, Chloe?
Go away, Raz. I'm working.
Coach Oleander, I'm reporting for basic braining.
Son, do you realize that to take my course, I will have to pull you into my mind, and you will have to relive every bullet-scarred memory of every battle I have ever faced. It won't be pretty. Are you sure you wouldn't rather run around a bit more in the sunshine first?
Well, maybe I will explore a bit more before, just so I'm prepared for class.
No hurry, no hurry. Enjoy your childhood before it's ripped away from you, son.
Well, the only thing I really have to do is end the video here, and when we pick up next time, we'll go into the coach's brain for basic braining. See you then.